Hi, gents. Hope you're keeping well. I fucked up again. I found myself in a situation where I drunkenly kissed someone again. Me and my ex was rocky for a while, as you know. We thought we was doing the right thing by trying again for our kid, but it took one bust up and I ran off and went on the piss, leading to me kissing a random. Why do I always do this to myself? Why can't I stop this cycle? As always, keep me anonymous, please. Well, we already know who you are.
We know who you are. The listeners know who you are, and we've had a lot of entertainment from you.
Well,
mate, like,
I don't think staying together for a kid is. I think it's
not healthy.
No, I think it's admirable to go back and be like, yeah. But I think, and I always think to myself, like, what would my kid say when he's older? Because obviously, I went through my dad cheated on my mum and left.
Yeah.
And then he came back and he's a prick. So when people say about my dad, I always say, oh yeah, my dad left when I was younger. And then he come back, he's an arsehole. So I think to myself, like, if you go back and you're arguing all the time, but you stay together, your kid's going to be like, oh yeah, you know, my parents stayed together for me. That causes a lot of, you're putting a lot on the kid.
Yeah, very much so.
It's not guilt, is it? It's
well, it's guilt in a way. It's more you're putting like the pressure on them that
because they're staying together just for you.
You're the glue that's holding that.
But I think
together.
It's more healthy for them to be like when they grow up, be like, oh yeah, my parents split up, but they were admirable together for me.
Yeah, they were co-parents.
Yeah. Like they still were happy and they still met up and were able to be amicable between each other. Yeah. Rather than they stayed together and hated each other.
And I think that's what, like, because obviously a lot of people had terrible childhoods back in the day when it wasn't acceptable to be divorced.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the good things that's come out of recent times, and there's not many good things that come out of recent times, don't get me fucking wrong, with all the bullshit that goes on nowadays. But one of the good things that's come out is it's acceptable for you to leave that partner and still be a good parent to that. Like, you could leave, say if you and Sabina had a kid tomorrow, 3 years time, didn't work out, you had to leave, and you still was a good dad to that kid. That's perfectly acceptable now.
Yeah.
Where fucking 30 years ago, even when we were growing up, that wasn't really accepted.
I think that's why my dad ended up coming back.
Yeah, through pressure, probably through pressure from society.
Yeah, because I remember
family members and stuff.
He left. We're going completely off email, but he left when I was like 5, and then when I was about 10, Mum bumped into him and was like, "Oh, because she's really abrupt," and she was like, "You even going to bother seeing your son?"
Yeah.
He was like, "All right then."
And then that like reignited the.
So then he started picking me up at the weekends, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm seeing my dad." And then I realised myself, he's only doing this because he doesn't want to look like a bad dad to other people. It's nothing to do with me. It's his own self-image of, is he doing enough?
Yeah.
Which was not enough because he was just
he was doing it for
outside view. It was nothing to do with me. It was like
he was doing it for perception.
Yeah. He wanted people to be like, "Oh, he's trying."
Yeah.
When he wasn't really. So it's like sometimes I think myself, I'd rather he just didn't. Like, just being like, nah, I don't want to see him.
Yeah, you didn't have to worry. You didn't have to have that pressure on you.
Yeah, because it fucked me up a lot.
Yeah, because you felt that you knew.
Yeah.
I think what a lot of it comes down to as well is, like, as you said, being a parents that are together but you're around every fucking day is not going to be a good relationship for that for your kid to know, and they're going to have relationship issues in the future.
Yeah,
because they know arguing all the time, and they think that's how a normal relationship is conducted.
Absolutely.
If you're mature enough to split up and
still be able to
be a parent to that child, then that means more than it is. So this guy, obviously, the emailer, obviously, if you're still arguing and you're going out and making silly mistakes, he's went off and had another relationship in one of his previous emails as well.
Yeah.
this is not the relationship for you. The relationship you need to maintain is a co-parent relationship with this ex-partner, and be a parent to your child, and that's the relationship.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You need to move on, find someone that because I wouldn't dream of cheating, and it's because I'm with the right person.
Yeah, he's self sabotaging himself because he knows
that he's not really with the right person.
Yeah,
and you like, don't get me wrong. There's ups and downs in relationships, and there's times where you're thinking, "Is this the right person?"
But you never think, "Oh, I'm going to get back at this person by
I'm going to go home and fucking do this."
Yeah,
and alcohol is a fucker. There's been times in the past where alcohol has made me make some terrible fucking decisions. Not necessarily down that road, but other roads. And that's kind of something that you need to look at as well. Am I drinking too much? Is me getting to a certain amount of, I'm going out because I'm upset. I'm going out and getting pissed. Is that healthy? No. People do it. It relieves stress, yeah. But the next day when you wake up and you realise you've kissed some random bird in a fucking pub and you've blown your fucking whole life up, that is not going to be a good feeling on that day. And fucking suicide's high, man.
It is,
and a lot of it's driven by stuff like that. And you've just got to be careful. And I, as I said at the beginning, I don't think this is the relationship for you. Like, there's a reason you keep going off and doing stupid stuff.
I think he needs to, because we know obviously he's changed jobs.
Yeah.
And he had problems with the previous relationship. Yeah. And he's gone back again. I think what you need to do is to like slow down. I think you need to get yourself away from this relationship.
Work on yourself a bit.
But yeah, make sure you're in a job that you're happy. Make sure that you're making sure your kid's happy.
Yep.
Not related to the mother. And then just take it step by step. Don't try and be like, right, I need a new job. I need to do this. I need to meet someone. I need to do that, because that's not, you know what I mean? It's too much to take on, and then it just falls apart, which is what's going on now.
Yeah. And we're not saying that it's easy for you to like have an amicable breakup, because I've never had an amicable breakup. Like, that's going to take a lot of work for you to be in a good enough place that you can co-parent like in a reasonable fashion.
But I mean, they're not going to be together now anyway because
of what's happened.
Yeah.
So the main thing you can do is just do your best to be the better person in that situation. If she's going to be pissed off at you, and you've got to bite that and take it and fucking go with it, and just like absolutely try and just be the best parent you can.
Yeah.
Outside of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I think stepping back and trying to like figure yourself out would be the best thing. Yeah. Make sure that you're happy with your job and stuff like that, and just forget about relationships at the minute, because that causes a lot of fucking dilemmas anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now that you've got a kid, I think, especially if I had one,
priorities need to change.
Yeah. My own priority is less now, because that's the scary thing about having kids, right? Is that so little changes the personality of that child. Like you said about like if you're surrounded by parents that argue so much that you think that's normal to argue like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. And I think things get skewed by because obviously I've been in different. I think that's why it took so long to meet Sabina, because of the way, like, my dad was always like, oh, you should meet, oh, look at that girl there, look at that girl there. And you're like constantly just prowling.
Yeah.
But then mum's the complete opposite to that, and she's not like that. So it's like you're constantly battling with your own personality, because you're trying to take on that of your mum and your dad.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Because you see that as an example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we've gone a different way with this email. I don't know if he felt like we were just going to concentrate purely on the kiss, when it, to me,
it's a wise situation, because we know his background from the emails. I think
to me, like Jamie said, like if you're with someone that wouldn't even be an issue. Like you wouldn't, even if you got fucking hammered beyond belief, you wouldn't kiss anyone else.
Yeah.
So straight away that's like you shouldn't be with this person.
Yeah, it's a red flag.
Yeah. And I think to myself, because you've got a kid, that's, you know what I mean, you should be concentrating on giving them the best thing. But then you shouldn't forget about yourself, which is why you should step back.
Yeah.
It's it's just so complicated, right? There's so many angles coming at this guy, which is why I think you should take one thread at a time and work on that, and then move on to the next one. Then trying to knit. I'm using threads and knit something. You know what I mean? I think that's the best. People take on too much. And I think because of the time, because you think, I'm getting older and that, they try and just
accept a lot more than they should. Yeah.
Where I think to myself, just take the time and work on each thing individually than trying to get everything done at the same time. You'd be happier.
It isn't going to always work. And like the way we've talked about this email as well, don't think that we're judging you in any way. But I think you're kind of getting a little bit of tough love from me and you, because I think knowing if we had this straight off the bat and we didn't know any of the background, it would be different. But because we know the emails that have come in the past, there's been other relationships in between. He's gone back and tried. You've tried now. You've done the trying. Now is the time to, as you said, concentrate on yourself. Be the best parent you can be, and then just like it might work out in the future that you get back with this person, but you just need to work on yourself at the minute, and I think that's the only option for you, really.
Yeah, but we hope you have a great Christmas. I know it's probably going to be rough at this point because of what's going on.
Yeah, it's never a good position to be in.
No, but hopefully you and your missus can make sure your kids got a great Christmas, and then obviously it's a new year. And we know with our help we can try and get you through this.
Definitely.
Yeah. So good luck. Spoil your kid, as every parent should, and we'll see you in the new year.